If those fights weren't paying off, I wouldn't stay in the area. But they're paying off, as long as I stay alive. Going the right... Yes, okay.
This may burn.
I just don't have any attacks that they're weak to yet. Well, except for ice. And the puff puff. Everybody's weak to a puff puff. Because puff puffs are awesome. If you don't know what a puff puff is, it's a hug with your pecs. A pectoral hug. Also could be referred to as motorboating. And the way doing it is funny because he's just flexing his pecs. That's why the two hearts are on either side of the bad guy and the hearts move to the center. That's a puff puff. When I eventually get back to Dragon Quest XI, there's an achievement for collecting all the puff puffs. Participate in all the puff puffs. I will say, every time you do a puff puff in Dragon Quest XI, though, the rest of your party does judge you, and they judge you hard. Like, really? I mean, it could be worse. It could be playing the Fate games, and you know, those games. I always found that the rule of the town was how many spouses and kids could you have and not get in trouble from them, because they can be in the same town, they just can't be in the same area, because if they both see you at the same time, they get jealous and then they're all mad at you. At least I've never taken the rando children you can have and like locked them into the ether. Okay, I want to go south of the mountain range. Hello, ghosts. Damn it! Your one-shot kills suck, buddy.
This might sting a bit.
Zing!
You try. Fable? Yeah, Fable! I enjoyed Fable. Until the one with the camera and it's like
This might sting a bit.
motion and activated and stuff. I didn't like that one. Yeah, Caradoc leveled. Cassis. I had so many spouses in the town, it was ridiculous. Also, the fact that it keeps tracks of how many STDs you have. Oops.
Full heal.
You have my gratitude.
There are consequences to these game mechanics. Only RPG I remember playing where jealousy could be an issue was one of the Fable games. Yeah. The Fable games and Skyrim, I broke my spouse. Fable, I think I got it to where I had one husband and two wives in the same town. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Da, 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 da.
I am ready.
Stay with us.
Found it ridiculous. I got a STD from my undead wife. That's hilarious. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, hold on. I gotta send that through. Da, 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 da. Yeah, Matilda. Let me translate. Do your best. Thank you. What's that Trung doing? He's thinking of how yummy we would be as his stew. You think undead means disease-free? Same with wife. Well, it would depend. Did you know what killed her? Okay. Because maybe it was the STD that killed her, and not all of them go away with not being alive. All right, attack them. Puff puff. Wait, what is? There we go. Full heal.
Much better.
Oh, sweet bejeebus. I won. Yeah. Okay, let me translate this. Oh, wait, no. 2 people got taken out, huh? Yup, they did. That was a harder fight than I was expecting. Teach me to go wandering in areas I'm not ready to do. In a R13 video game, kind of dark way to die. Well, you know, you can't control the way they die. They're just dead. And look, rated 13 can you're allowed to see full butt, naked butt in a PG-13 or a rated 13. So I wouldn't be surprised that STD would be a cause of death. Thank you for cheering me on. Let's hope I don't run into something like that again. All this for that little shiny. Oh, and there's a place at the end. Can I make it? Sure as hell gonna try. What in the hell are you guys? Why do you look like a Dragon Quest main character? Focus pocus. Rib tickler. Dodgy dodgy. Dodgy dodgy. Well, those bastards hit hard. Okay. Matchings of love. Ability. Not ability. Spells. Full heal. Really?
I can help. Hurry!
Bastard. Do you have anything that they're weak to? To buff? What the fudge? Okay, they do 200 points of damage. Holy crappers. Thinking Henry VIII might have died to complications. No, he didn't die from complications of an STD. He died of complications from the rancid, pussy leg ulcer he got from jousting many years before. It's also why he gained so much weight. Also may have blamed an innocent woman he married as sterile. Health most likely explains his problem. Yes. The ulcer in his leg did have issues with his sexual abilities. And, well, as the king, you can't be sterile. Plus, he had 2 daughters. But, yeah, everything after Anne of Cleves is kind of... He always blamed them, and he was kind of crazy by that time. A little before that time. He was nuts. Oh, come on, Matilda. Boy. And, well, his final wife was very smart. She kept herself alive. And then things just went downhill from there. His treatment of his daughter, Mary, caused a woman to be murderous, vengeful, and oh my lord, why she became Bloody Mary. She massacred everybody. Fine, I'll go check out this little island. First heard of him in a song on the radio. Yep, that's how everybody hears of Henry VIII. I'm Henry VIII, I am Henry VIII, I am. I got married to the widow next door. The problem is his first wife, even though she was a widow, she was his brother's widow. And they should have never been allowed to marry. Especially since she was much older.
I have you now.
And then the second wife, well, she just couldn't produce a son, and she was a terror anyways. Lynn. Seymour is the one he actually fell in love with. They had a really good relationship, but she passed, giving birth to his only son. Only a legitimate son. There might have been other sons.
There we are.
Brace yourself.
In the name of the goddess.
Alright, we're going a different direction so that I don't run into those weird looking guys that can one hit me. Like, what the hell? But there's a marker on that island, so I'm gonna go it.
Here comes a cold snap.
And actually, Anna Pleat stuck around. They didn't stay married, but he kept her around as a really good friend. And honestly, if he would have kept the marriage with her, it probably would have been a good one. He most likely would have ended up happy. Alright, back to easy bad guys.
Shall not escape us.
Good. We are out of the danger zone of the area I'm not supposed to be in yet because I'm not even close to being level enough or gear level enough to be there. Gotta be back in this one-hit zone. I mean, downside, I'm missing out on a lot of really good experience. Yeah, leveled! Look at me catching up to Caradoc at level 30. Alright. Nothing on this island. But who would rob the Catholic Church? There's one thing you gotta remember about the Catholic Church at the time. One, after his first wife, in order to have his second wife, the Church of England was created, which means they were no longer in good standing of being Catholic. They were kind of Protestant. Which is why Mary was Catholic and Elizabeth was Protestant. Rather grind in the lower risk area. I'm good wherever. I just didn't like having to go back to a town every 2 to 3 fights because I was out of magic points and health and half the team was dead. And you also have to remember that people who worked in the church, especially in England at the time, weren't religious people. It was kind of your firstborn son is your heir. Your second son is your spare. So the first son gets raised to run your fiefdom and inherit your land. Your second son goes to war as an officer because rank in the military was a paid position. You paid to get into the position, not that they paid you to take the position. And then the third son would go to college and become a priest. So priests in England were just the third sons of rich people because you had to learn Latin. So Henry stealing from the Catholics at the time was more of him finding fault with them and taking their money because they were rich. separation of the classes really was a big thing. They say that both the kingdom of Durkendor and a volcanic island to the southwest of here are home to arms and armor imbued with the power of the earth itself. Durkendor is but a short stroll away, but getting to the island is a little more bothersome, even to one with a boat to call their own. Good thing I got a boat to call my own. So it was just basically Henry being the crazy Henry that he was and taking stuff away from rich people, and he gave them the stuff, or somebody, they were granted their estates and things. The difference being anybody who was a Catholic appointed by the Vatican was a little different, but they were also stealing money. Pretty convenient for Henry and his friends. It is. I mean, there is no lie with